Have you ever wondered why you feel a pull toward something greater, something hidden within you? A whisper that there is more to life than what your senses report. Cultures across time and continents have all pointed to the same mysterious truth that within each of us lies a dormant gateway, a bridge not just to knowledge, but to wisdom itself. At the center of this timeless teaching is a small, overlooked organ deep within the architecture of your mind, the inner eye. Not metaphor, not myth, but a mechanism, a mirror, and a key. Modern science has labeled it with indifference, seeing only its surface function. But the ancients saw it differently. To them, this organ was sacred, luminous, divine. In this journey, we're not chasing fantasy, we're decoding reality. We're going to trace the map left behind by the mystics, the seers, the architects of inner truth. This isn't about believing in something. It's about activating something. And as we walk this path together, I invite you, if you find value in this kind of deep, awakening content, subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell so you never miss what could be the missing piece. Join our private community for early access to content and conversations that matter. Let's begin. The inner eye and its forgotten power. Buried in the geometric center of your brain sits the pine cone shape of the inner eye. It is not poetic to call it an eye. It has rods. It has cones. It senses light. But unlike your outward-facing eyes, it is turned inward, not toward the world, but toward consciousness itself. In ancient iconography, this inner structure was revered. Eastern traditions named it the third eye. Esoteric teachings guarded it in silence, and sacred architecture reflected its shape across temples, tombs, and altars. But why? Because this structure was not only a biological gland, it was a tuner, a crystal radio of sorts, able to pick up frequencies beyond the physical. Not just serotonin or melatonin, but something far more elusive, insight, intuition, and inner vision. To understand how this was known and, more importantly, how it was used, we must revisit a forgotten language. A language that doesn't speak in words, but in symbols, energy, and pattern. Symbol is structure. Symbols are not decorations. They are blueprints. Every sacred symbol passed down through civilizations has dual meaning, a message and a method. The spiral, the eye, the serpent, the tree. These are not mythological metaphors. They are instructional diagrams. Take the spiral seen everywhere from galaxies to fingerprints. It encodes movement, rhythm, expansion. It mimics the motion of energy as it ascends the spinal channel, or the eye ubiquitous in sacred art. It is more than watchful. It is reflective. It mirrors the shape and position of the inner eye, reminding the seeker that seeing begins within. Even the ancient temples from east to west were aligned not merely with stars, but with the human body. Corridors mimicked energy channels. Pillars mirrored the spine. Ceilings reflected the dome of the skull. These weren't places of worship, they were blueprints for transformation. The ancients encoded their knowledge because they knew something we've forgotten, that real power is experiential, not external. And only those who could decode the form could embody the function. The body as temple, the breath as code. You are not a visitor in your body. You are its architect. And if you've forgotten that, it's only because no one taught you the plans. The body is not a burden to transcend. It is the gateway. Every bone, every nerve, every breath was designed for this work. And the breath above all is the master key. Not the unconscious breath of habit, but deliberate breath. Rhythmic breath. Breath with awareness and pause. Inhalation becomes ascent. Retention becomes ignition. Exhalation becomes release. This is not mysticism. It is mechanics. When breath is paired with stillness and inward attention, something extraordinary begins. A current of energy rises. The ancients called it the sacred wind. In anatomy, it is the movement of cerebral spinal fluid rich, potent, full of bioelectric information. When allowed to ascend, it nourishes the higher centers, activating not just glands, but light. Within the inner eye are tiny piezoelectric crystals, meaning they respond to pressure and movement by releasing photons. Light, not metaphorically, literally. And when that light becomes steady, perception changes. You stop reacting. You start seeing. You don't imagine truth. You remember it. The sacred secretion, a hidden alchemy. There is another layer to this forgotten science, one that was guarded in mystery schools and whispered in metaphor, a process that occurs monthly within the body, especially when attention is aligned with intention. Within the solar plexus, a sacred substance is formed rich in potential. If it is allowed to dissipate through distraction or indulgence, its power is lost. But if preserved, transmuted, and guided upward, it becomes something else entirely. This sacred secretion through the path of the spine reaches the inner sanctum of the brain, bathing the glandular system in light. This is the true origin of the idea of resurrection, the death of ignorance, the rise of the illuminated being. Not in myth, but in biology. The ancient ones called this the inner Christ, the living oil, the ascending flame. It is not religious. It is energetic, and it requires discipline, stillness, and inner alignment. But when done correctly, the body becomes a transmitter. You begin to radiate something of field, a calmness, a clarity that can cut through chaos like a blade through fog, embodying the light, the practice of living radiance. Knowing is not enough. The map is not the journey, and information is not transformation. The final step is always the same, embodiment. To live the light is to walk as a pillar, not rigid, but rooted, not seeking outward validation, but radiating inner stability. When you begin to eat with awareness, your food becomes fuel for the light. When you move consciously, your body becomes an instrument, a tuning fork. The glandular system begins to harmonize. The spine realigns, and the inner eye opens, not as concept, but as clarity. Suddenly, life changes. Not because the world bends to you, but because you no longer bend to it. Distractions fall away. Trauma loses its gravity. And you begin to walk with a kind of presence that doesn't preach, it teaches through being. Others feel it. The silent light behind your eyes. The peace in your voice. The strength in your stillness. You become a reminder to those around you that something sacred still lives in human form. Return to the code, you are the temple. Everything we've explored today is not about escape. It's about return. The return to the temple of your body. The return to the breath. The return to the light that never left, only waited. The symbols left behind were never meant to be worshipped. They were mirrors, so you could recognize yourself. You are the temple. Your spine is the sacred pillar. Your breath is the sacred wind. Your inner eye is the beacon in the tower. And now that you remember, the only question that remains is, will you protect your light? Will you walk the path? Will you become the living code? If this message awakens something within you, let us know in the comments. Share what you remembered, what opened in you. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell. This space is for those who remember and for those ready to awaken. Because this world doesn't need more noise. It needs your light. Walk wisely. You are not alone. Geometry is often perceived as a mathematical discipline, a study of shapes and spaces. Yet, in ancient traditions, geometry was sacred, a language through which the universe communicated its truths. The circle, the triangle, The spiral each held profound significance, symbolizing concepts like unity, balance, and growth. Consider the spiral, a shape found abundantly in nature from galaxies to seashells. It represents growth, evolution, and the journey inward. The triangle, with its three sides, symbolizes balance and harmony, often associated with the mind, body, and spirit. These shapes were not mere artistic choices, but reflections of universal principles. By meditating on these forms, aligning our movements and thoughts with their inherent meanings, we tap into a deeper understanding of ourselves and the cosmos. Sacred geometry becomes a tool, guiding us toward inner harmony and enlightenment. The alchemy of sound and vibration. Sound is more than auditory perception. It's vibration, frequency, and energy. Ancient cultures recognized the power of sound to heal, transform, and elevate consciousness. Chanting, drumming, and the use of specific frequencies were integral to spiritual practices. The concept of Nada Brahma in Indian philosophy translates to the world as sound. This idea posits that the universe originated from sound, and by tuning into specific frequencies, one can align with the cosmos's rhythm. Modern science supports this, revealing how certain frequencies can influence brainwave patterns, promoting states of relaxation, focus, or heightened awareness. By consciously engaging with sound through music, chanting, or listening, we can facilitate inner transformation and connect with deeper aspects of our being. The dance of light and shadow. Light and shadow are not merely physical phenomena, but metaphors for our inner experiences. The interplay between them reflects the duality inherent in human existence, the conscious and unconscious, the known and unknown. Embracing both aspects is essential for holistic growth. By acknowledging our shadows, our fears, doubts, and suppressed emotions, we bring them into the light of awareness, allowing for healing and integration. This process is akin to the alchemical transformation, where base metals are transmuted into gold. Our challenges and inner conflicts, when faced with courage and compassion, become catalysts for profound personal evolution. The journey of the soul. The soul's journey is a central theme in many philosophical and spiritual traditions. It's viewed as an odyssey, a quest for knowledge, experience, and ultimately, unity with the divine. This journey involves cycles of birth, growth, death, and rebirth, not just in the physical sense, but in our thoughts, beliefs, and identities. Each phase offers lessons, challenges, and opportunities for transformation. By viewing life through this lens, we find meaning in our experiences, recognizing them as steps on the path towards self-realization. The soul's journey becomes a narrative of empowerment, resilience, and awakening. The integration of mind and heart. In our quest for understanding, the mind often takes precedence, seeking logic and reason. However, the heart holds its own wisdom, a knowing that transcends intellect. Integrating mind and heart creates a harmonious internal environment where thoughts and feelings align. This balance fosters clarity, compassion, and authentic expression. Practices like mindfulness, meditation, and reflective journaling can bridge the gap between cognitive understanding and emotional insight. By honoring both faculties, we navigate life with greater ease and purpose. Living in alignment with universal principles. Living in alignment means attuning our actions, thoughts, and intentions with universal principles such as truth, compassion, and interconnectedness. It's about making choices that reflect our highest values and contribute positively to the collective. This alignment brings coherence to our lives, reducing internal conflict and enhancing our sense of fulfillment. It encourages us to act with integrity, embrace responsibility, and cultivate empathy. By aligning with these principles, we not only elevate our personal experience, but also become agents of positive change in the world. The power of presence. Presence is the practice of being fully engaged in the current moment, free from distractions of the past or future. It's a state of heightened awareness where we connect deeply with ourselves and our surroundings. Cultivating presence enhances our experiences, allowing us to appreciate life's nuances and respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. It fosters deeper connections with others and a greater appreciation for the present. Techniques such as mindful breathing, body scans, and focused attention exercises can strengthen our ability to remain present, enriching our daily lives. Embracing the mystery. Despite our quest for knowledge, certain aspects of existence remain mysterious. Embracing this mystery invites humility, wonder, and openness to new possibilities. Acknowledging what we don't know encourages continuous learning and exploration. It allows us to release the need for certainty and control, fostering a sense of peace with the unknown. This acceptance transforms uncertainty from a source of fear into a wellspring of potential and creativity. The ripple effect of inner transformation. Personal growth doesn't occur in isolation. It influences our relationships, communities, and the broader world. As we evolve, our actions and energy impact those around us, creating a ripple effect of transformation. By embodying qualities like kindness, patience, and authenticity, we inspire others to explore their own paths of growth. Our inner work becomes a catalyst for collective awakening, contributing to a more conscious and compassionate society. The path forward. The journey inward is both challenging and rewarding. It requires courage, commitment, and a willingness to explore the depths of our being. Yet, through this exploration, we uncover our true essence and potential. By integrating ancient wisdom with modern understanding, we forge a path of holistic growth. We learn to navigate life with grace, purpose, and a deep sense of connection. As we continue this journey, let us support one another, share our insights, and celebrate the unfolding of our collective evolution. Together, we illuminate the path forward, guided by the light within.